Okay, guys, so in the last video, we finished all the chapters of Tuhi, and now we'll move ahead with Gail Wynand's chapter. So I have read chapter 1 to 4, and I will quickly summarize it over to you. So, in the first chapter, author has described the early life of Gail Wynan and how he came to be basically the owner of the Banner newspaper, and how his childhood was and everything. So what happens is, while growing up, Gail Wynan comes from a poor family. His mother has died at early age, and his father also died when he's 15. And though, as he comes from a poor family, he uh, usually gets in trouble for uh, numerous things like not having enough money or stealing something and all those kind of things. And later on, he becomes a part of a mugging gang, and then uh, after a fight with the um, members of the gang, he becomes the uh, leader of that gang. And basically, Gail Vinant's personality is very strong, and he believes that uh, he he cannot do any work with mediocrity. He cannot be mediocre person in any of the field he chose to be in. And whenever he takes any work, he tries to complete it with uh, as good as humanly possible. So he works with military like discipline, and his style of working is like there shouldn't be any compromises. He throws himself at the work, and he tries to make the best out of whatever he is working upon. So that's how he is. He is very strong personality, and uh, while growing up, he like the world makes him understand that there is no integrity in this world, and even if you try to be a person with integrity, you won't have any value. So he has seen numerous examples in his life that people with integrity suffer, and there is no value for them in this society. So he this belief is has become very strong in his mind with the incidents he had seen over his life. And basically, he knows that if you want to achieve anything great in life, you don't need to uh, worry about being a good person by hook or crook. You have to get it. That's how he's able to achieve everything in his life, and this is his principle to achieving anything. So just work hard, very hard, and don't think about like if it's a yeah, if it's a good way of doing things, and if he's hurting anybody, or if he's taking advantage, he is snatching anything from anybody, he doesn't care about any of these values. Only thing matters is to get the job done and be the best in it. So that's how Gail Winan is. And once and then he becomes a part of a newspaper. So he starts as a office boy, then he becomes a mm, deputy editor, then he becomes the editor, then he goes on, and basically with his tactics he gets the hold of the newspaper, and then he changes the name of the newspaper and makes the name Banner. So the Banner newspaper, that's how he becomes the owner of it, by crushing many other people, and those who have done any wrong to him, he um, like he it doesn't matter, like if somebody has insulted Vinant, sometimes he forgets about it, and he don't do anything. But for some people, if there is anything like very minor thing they have done, then they, with unexplained circumstances, things happen in a way that they suffer and they lose their job, or they commit suicide, or their life becomes hell. So with these untraceable circumstances, Gail Wynand somehow manages to make those people suffer. And as he grows in his career, so he he believes that there is no integrity and there is no goodness in people. Like everybody is mediocre, and uh, people likes to watch uh, negative things only. So that's what he portrays in his newspaper. Like there are multiple news and articles about bad things in the world, because he knows that's what the people consume and that's what he needs to give to them. So he doesn't believe in um, any pseudo righteousness where he needs to teach people or give good values to people. He knows that the only thing that sells is negativity. So that's what he gives in his paper. And as his belief gets stronger, he tries to do things like he can take a good poet and then makes him write about something else, or he can get a good architect and then asks him to build something else, like which his knowledge won't be any use of. Or he can get a comic and then he asks him to write some serious stuff. So that's how he, like, if he finds something very top in his profession, he takes him and then he asks them to work on something else, so that uh, they won't grow in their career. So that's how in his career he has finished multiple uh, prof- uh, great professionals. And because maybe he thinks that though this because this world doesn't care of like good people, and everyone wants the same thing, and like they just want which is popular, and if many people would agree to it, it's a good thing. So that's how all the people are. So he even though he knows, like, if what's the best quality, he knows what will sell. And that's how he behaves with his employees and other people as well. Like, if he can ask someone to, if there is sculpture, so he will ask that sculpture to create a great sculpture to him and then vanish in thin air, so you can go and uh, stop your work forever. And he will keep that artifact in his gallery. So Wynand also keeps one art gallery which has exquisite art forms and sculptures, and nobody is allowed to visit that except Wynand. So he has this rare collection of art forms and arts paintings, uh, which he thinks the world does not deserve, and he values all those stuff and he keeps it to himself only. And he also makes sure that those artists will not work again, um, because he likes to maintain the mediocrity in the world. And that's how he has suffered uh, many people, and he has eaten careers of many people over time. So this is like the introduction of Gail Wynand, like how he is like general in the army, who is very disciplined, and he achieves whatever he thinks he want to achieve with his hard work, with his discipline, right? So afterwards, like now in present time again, he visits Gail Wynand and asks him that there is one project that Wynand is looking an architect for. He is building like a few homes, and he is looking for architect. So he goes and pitches Peter Keating for this job, but Wynand says to Tuhi that don't confuse me with my readers. Like you don't have any authority here. So he is very disciplined and very, how would I say it? He's kinda arrogant, but uh, he justifies his arrogance through his work all his life. So too he says that no, I won't be able. I know I won't be able to convince you uh, to give this job to Peter Keating, but I can ask his wife to come and convince you. So he says that I thought you're just a good writer. I don't know when you have started your job as a pimp. So he says that I will I will show you one gift. I will present you that, and if you like that gift, then only you can meet Mrs. Peter Keating, and then accordingly you can decide if you want to give that job to Peter. So at that time, too, he sends the statue of uh, Dominic to Gail Wynand, and by looking at the statue, he says that this is a great work, and this statue is very exquisite. Uh, it just shows the exaltation of human soul and human spirit. And he asked that who is the uh, sculpture of this. So for that too, he says that he don't remember the name, even though he knows because Mallory is the one he has shot to he, and there is no way to he can forgot his name. So he says that, but you have made a mistake. Like, no, how anybody can be more better than the statue, because the artist, the sculpture has created this with the godlike connection, and this shows exaltation. I don't think in the real person I would find it all these qualities. But then to he insists that at least first meet Dominic, because she is this kind of special person. So, Dominic goes to meet Gail Wynand, and to her surprise, Gail is very respectful, and uh, his thoughts about humanity are like same as Dominic herself, and she tells him that bluntly that if you want, I can sleep with you so that you can give Peter his commission. So for that, he asks that, do you love Peter and you think he's the great architect? So for the to reply to this, Dominic says that Peter is a third great architect and he despises Peter, and she is doing all this to make her suffer. And he says that by sleeping with the most evil person, she will get that satisfaction. So Gail understands that, and he says that people goes on a quest to justify their self-respect to themselves, and this means like they are going on the quest to justify their self-respect. It shows the lack of it, and same way you are going on a quest for to find the self-contempt about yourself, and that means you don't have this in yourself. So by hearing Gail, Dominic is quite shocked that he is able to understand exactly why she is doing all these things. And then he says that, okay, let's do one thing. You will go with me on my yacht for 2 months, and after returning back, uh, I will give Peter his contract. So uh, Gail meets Peter and Dominic again, and then he tells him that these are his intentions. To that, Peter is like he is not he don't want to talk about it or discuss about it, but he does not deny. Dom, Gail Wynand says that you can slap me for it, but Peter does not do this. He just keeps quiet because somewhere he knows that he wants that uh, commission from Gail Wynand. So even though he does not like this idea of Dominic sleeping with Gail, he does not really oppose it. And then Dominic and Gail goes on this yacht, um, and then his yacht's name is I Do. So it's a very strange name, and many of Gail's mistresses have asked before that why you have named your yacht as I Do. to that he never tells this to anybody, but to Dominic he tells the reason, like all my life mm, I was replied that you can do this, you don't do this, uh, and all these things. That's why I have named it as I do, and I like to go on trips with this, and I don't really read newspaper. I cut off uh, myself from the world, and even though I visit some island, it's not like I don't have this happiness or satisfaction that I visited this island, but I like this idea that I will be leaving this island too, and this island is not also able to get catch of Gail wynand. So he's like this, and he says that people who are submissive to nature and they think that going in nature gives them calm and give them exuberant happiness and exaltation, but he says that surrendering to nature is not my way. I like dynamites in the mountains, or if I look at the sea, I looks at the ship, and I think that how man's power, his spirit, and his hard work has created this ship which is conquering this endless ocean. So he is of this thought, and by hearing this, Dominic is quite surprised at how Gail, which he thinks is an evil person with no integrity, can say all these things. And she thinks that he will take her to bedroom and do like get in a physical pleasure with him, with her, but Gail does not do that for 2 nights in a row, and then later on Gail knows that uh, how Dominic is as a person. She is very honest, and he is very impressed with her, like how straightforward she is, and he thinks that she is uh, she is something that no other woman can ever be, and that's why Gail asked to marry her. And as Dominic has come to know how Gail as a person is, she thinks that there won't be any suffering because Gail turns out to be a good person who understands Dominic. But then she remembers that um, his paper is the one who is responsible for Howard's downfall, uh, and he's a person with no integrity, and he has done all these bad things. So she thinks that living with Gail would make her suffering and even more, and it will serve her cause of being in self-contempt and getting more suffering. So she agrees to Gail, and she says that I will marry Gail. So Gail says that I will take care of Peter. Once we reach back, we'll get married. So that's how chapter 1 to 4 of Gail Wynand's part are finished, and let's see how it goes up ahead.